It's time for the greatest athleticism you've ever seen in your life. The pros and the leagues are shaking in their boots. With all the videos out there of talented bowlers showing their stuff, there's this series, as it is now time to watch me suck at bowling. Hello and welcome to the fourth and final week for the month of February 2024's edition of Watch Me Suck at Bowling from Bogey Lanes, East Brookfield, Massachusetts. So far we've had a pretty decent run. We started off really bad, then recovered with an 85, then we got an 87, then we fell and really came back with a 105. So what does the final game have in store for us? Let's find out.
Last game, frame ball one, probably a letdown. Ball two. Ball three.
We start off in spectacular fashion with a 2. For those of you who like the pin setters, here's the Bowlmore with a Z4 sweep, clearing what I couldn't, setting down a fresh set of 10, and there you go.
Frame 2 ball.
When the background music becomes a bit too obvious, most of the audio is muted.
Ball 2.
This is definitely a much better start than frame 1.
Ball 3.
Was expecting 2 of them to go, just not that way. Bowling God's middle finger sticks around for the 9. We are off to a great start. We got the amazing 2 and 1, then a 9 and 2. Look out, we're at 11.
Frame 3 ball.
Maybe it's just the first frame that's a stinker. And then that had to happen, didn't it?
Ball 2.
The 4 horsemen are bad enough. Add the 9 pin. Wonderful. Well, that's an unexpected spare.
Frame 4 ball one, El Stinko.
What will the bonus be? Let's find out. El Stinko gave us a 6. Leave isn't all that bad with the wood.
Ball 2.
All we gotta do is hit that elusive head pin. Missed the head pin, obviously. Now look what we got.
Ball 3.
Squeaked out a decent 8. These 2 frames are considerably better. We got the spare in 3, and an 8 and 4, lousy leave, but we got a 6 fill anyway. Much better, we're at 35.
Frame 5 ball one. Ball 2.
Once again, another frame off to another great start.
Ball 3.
There's another wonderful setup. Let's see what happens. Nothing happens. We get a lousy 6.
Frame 6 ball one.
Hopefully, like the 2 frame, we'll put that one behind us. Looks like things are starting to go downhill a bit.
Ball 3.
Again, the dreaded narrow leave. 5. And here comes the great collapse. We got a lousy 6 and 5, and to make matters worse, 5 and 6. We're still halfway decent at 46.
Frame 7 ball.
We need to get at least 2 good frames to end this collapse. Just need 1 more pin, and we're halfway towards ending said collapse.
All 3.
8 is great, but 9 is fine, but 10 is the best. We'll settle for the 8.
Frame 8 ball 1. Ball 2.
10. That's a good way to end the great collapse, with a decent 8 and 7, and then a 10 and 8. We are at 64. We now switch lanes to lane number 7 because a belt on our Bullmore has broken. We continue from there.
Frame 9 lane swap ball 1.
Now that we got used to one lane, now we got to get used to another. And at the very end of the game.
Ball 2, now I gotta get used to slide. Ball 3, belt broke on the 2 pin on the other machine.
And now my game seems to be a little bit broken. And we get a lousy 6.
Last frame ball 1. Ball 2.
That just completely ruined the whole game. Only an 8. What could have been? If it weren't for the lousy 2 in the beginning and a couple of bad frames, we would have had a decent game. Anyway, we got a 6 and 9, and if that ball did not go in the gutter, we would have had a spare, an 80, and a chance at some bonus points, but the gutter ball ruined everything, so we're stuck with the 8, and a final score, Failureville, of 78. That wraps up week 4 for the month of February 2024's edition of Watch Me Suck at Bowling from Bogey Lanes, East Brookfield, Massachusetts. Stay tuned for March's edition, where, well, funds were a bit low, so we're in the basement. And this is George F551 saying, hope you enjoyed and have a good one.